Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Jay White podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about episode 2 of What If, which is on Disney Plus. It came out today. Um, our thoughts are, I think they're still kind of negative. I think this is an improvement on the first episode for reasons we're going to get into, but it still has definitely some problems, and so we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I just felt like in this episode they really just wanted to make it look like T'Challa can do everything right. And that's just something that usually always just irritates me in like movies or shows in general. It's just any character that can just do everything perfect, which is just my main problem with this episode. It's also the last time we're gonna be seeing Chadwick Boseman. Like he voiced this last, and I just feel like for his final thing, it's kind of a disappointing. And also just the treatment of Thanos in this episode. Like the fact that T'Challa managed to talk Thanos out of like his whole idea of like genocide was just really, really corny. And it's just like stupid to make you think, oh, the Avengers could have just talked Thanos out of it. Like, really?
Yeah, I think that was just like the absolute extreme measure they wanted to go to show how perfect T'Challa was in that. And I'm not sure the reason they did this was out of respect for Chadwick Boseman. If that's possible, but it also doesn't make any sense at all. And maybe it was just because they wanted to have a complete contrast with Peter Quill, who's kind of a screw up and like an idiot. But even then, that just kind of proves that Peter Quill is far more entertaining to watch than whatever this is. And so, I mean, you kind of got to think, like, the only thing this episode has going for it, because, like, I would say it was worse than the first episode. The only thing it has going for it is that at least it was unique. Like, Marvel has never thought to make a show in which there's a perfect character that can do literally everything perfectly. So, I mean, they came up with something new on that one.
Yeah. I guess they've kind of had a character kind of does everything perfect. Captain Marvel, in my opinion, was kind of like that. But yeah, also just kind of mentioning what I said about Thanos earlier. He got nerfed heavily in this episode, and I didn't really get why. Um, Especially when you just kind of see without the gauntlet, he still poses a huge threat to the Avengers and everything. And the fact that the Black Order just managed to like almost literally kill Thanos in a fight just felt like a disgrace to his character.
Yeah, for sure. And so I think most people are gonna agree on that or T'Challa was definitely just like a Clark Kent type character, just perfect in every way. I think the things that are probably more overlooked is that the other characters besides Thanos is also going to be an obvious one. Other characters were kind of like, I don't want to say ruined, but they were just not as good. Like Yondu, and this one, he's kind of like a goody two shoes. He's like, no way, I'm not letting him do that and stuff. He's like a more of a dad than he was in the movies. Like in the movies, he was kind of like bashful and action ready, kind of more cool basically. But in this show, he's like, nope, I'm not gonna go to collectors. Nope, I don't want him to get in a trap. Blah blah blah. He's like a coward almost. Whereas in the movies, he was like the guns blazing, like fight before you think kind of guy. And that's the major downgrade in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I really just feel like there's not too much to say about this episode. It kind of has some similar issues to the first one. Um, and like I said before, this concept of the show is something that can be great, but these two episodes are just really bad executions of it. Like, there's so many other things you could do with T'Challa, and I feel like just him being Star-Lord instead kind of was just random. And like kind of you mentioned with Peter Quill, they kind of make him incompetent now because they're like, if they had someone competent as him, he could have achieved all these different things. But because we have Peter Quill, everything is such a mess.
Yeah, it's almost like they're just insulting Peter Quill for this entire episode. And like, to be fair, if you've seen Infinity War, he deserves to be insulted a fair amount. But just to make a whole episode saying, look how much better T'Challa is than Peter Quill. It's like, yeah, okay, I get it. He like talks Thanos from killing everyone. He, saved the entire universe. Blah blah blah. He's a hero. Everything. It's just, it was mundane. It was kind of boring. You knew he would be okay in the end. You knew he would go back to see his family. You knew like he would save the day. It was just like it came off as like those early 2000s superhero shows where nothing terribly bad happens and the hero wins, except those were good and entertaining, and this was not. It was kind of boring and tedious. And yeah, I don't know. It wasn't great.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much said everything we wanted to say about this episode. I really don't have high expectations for the rest of this show. I just think like the whole tone and everything is just weird. Um, we're probably gonna keep watching it just to see if it gets better, but if it's just gonna like continuously be this awful, then we're probably just gonna stop midway through because like I'm not gonna keep wasting my time on this show. Let us know in the comments down below your thoughts on this, if you liked the episode or not, and thanks for watching.